right, so we are back for Playing Girl Magic, and we're gonna finish up talking about this competition that just happened. Super dope experience, and let's get into it. So, we did this competition for Charlotte Show Streets Festival, and I knew that I was gonna need an assistant. We had 20 minutes at the time when I was like 20 minutes to create a dish.
Yep.
I had to do all plant-based cuisine. And I'm like, okay, I need somebody to move fast. I need somebody to know those competitions. I was like, Chef Lisa.
Of course.
But I didn't want to ask her.
Why?
I'm asking Chef Lisa to be my assistant.
Chef. Yes. Because you want to win.
I know I wanted to win, but come on now. Like, how can you?
Seriously.
Because you're the chef but it's like.
I am not. I mean, I am.
You are, but it's like, it's intimidating to ask you, like, hey, can you be my assistant?
I am a servant leader. That's what I consider myself, a servant leader.
I hear you. I get it. I definitely understand. And like, you were game on for it. Like, you were like, when I asked her, I was like, how did I say it?
I don't even remember. I don't remember, but I was like, yeah.
You should say yeah immediately.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I just checked my calendar. I was like, yeah.
I know I had to do something like, I know this is kind of like, because I was so nervous to ask her.
I don't understand.
And I had knew for like 2 weeks before I asked her. Because I did not want to ask her.
Silly. I am not, I am totally, stuff like that is fun to me.
I know it is, but you were my assistant. And it was like, I don't know.
I don't know. That's a construct you built into your head.
It is, because you don't carry yourself like that. You don't be like, oh, I can't do that. But it's just like maybe where I put you at in my head.
And I appreciate that.
It's like, I can't actually be my assistant.
I sit here and raise y'all up.
You do.
To be in the spotlight.
You do. You do.
So if I was concerned about me always being in it,
that wouldn't work.
Right.
No, that wouldn't work at all.
But being able to come on that stage and like help you, I mean, first of all, we didn't even barely even have to communicate with each other while we were on stage.
No.
It was just like, we were just cooking. We were just cooking, like vibing out. Really, the time was like, wow, we still got 10 minutes left. But I mean, everything was just going in order. And I mean, it was just like relaxed. I mean, everything's just coming out perfect. I'm like, you just worry about that oil temperature, you know?
Right. Because it wasn't heating up.
Yeah.
And I had to switch the eyes. I was like, oh, and come to find out, I found out later that the range wasn't working. So I was not tripping. So it was another chef later on that day. The whole oven range cut out. It didn't even work. They made a beet Wellington or something like that.
Oh, no. Okay.
So I was not tripping out. So I'm like, chef, this not cooking.
The oil isn't coming up.
It was not coming up to temperature. So like, even during it, like, were you nervous? Were you like, what were your thoughts?
I was not nervous whatsoever.
Not one time, not one point, not anything.
I pulled up,
and you was like, I'm here.
I'm here. I was sitting by the stage. I went and introduced myself to the guys that were helping out, washing the dishes and everything, and whoever else was, and Amanda Freitag was on stage. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of like fangirling out for her, like waiting for her, like, because I knew I'm gonna have like probably a 1 second to be able to like catch her and say something before she gets pulled, and it didn't happen. I missed that second, and she got pulled into doing her stuff with the crowd, and then we were on stage, and I didn't get to see her. But so I was back there just chilling with that, and then just like, okay, so where's this and that? I mean, I've just done that so many times,
right?
That I mean, it makes sense to be nervous. I mean, it's fun. Like, I look forward to it.
Now, were you there when the chef introduced himself to me? Were you there? He was like, hey, I'm such and such. And I was like, I'm Joya. And he was like, well, I hope you win. Were you?
Yeah,
you were there. So do you think that was just shade, or that's just he didn't know what to say?
No, I don't think it was. You know me. I see the best in everybody. I don't think it was shade. Okay.
So I didn't think it was shade either. I thought he was nervous.
I think in my opinion, which, worthless really, because I base it on no information, but just on my opinion, I feel like it was kind of like his way of deflecting any,
any bad energy.
Like kind of like, I don't want to show that I have any hopes of winning, so that I won't be disappointed if I don't win. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Absolutely makes sense.
I think that's what that probably was.
And then I also know that, and so after that he came back, he said, so what are you making? And he was like, I was like, well, I'm working with Lion's Mane mushroom. That's when I was actually at at the stage at this point. And he was like, so what are you deciding to make? And I was like, I'm still not sure. So this is what you don't know.
Oh.
This is what you don't know.
Tell.
I am.
Do tell.
So I told Chef Lisa that we are going to make crab cakes, XYZ. But I knew I was going up against a steakhouse. So at the last minute, I was getting ready to turn those mushrooms into a steak. Yes.
Girl. I'm gonna punch you off the stage. You about to, I can't say.
I
was gonna punch you off that stage. What?
Listen, it could have happened. It could have happened.
But
I don't know. Like
that would have made me nervous. You know what would have been nervous? That would have made me nervous. Not nervous about. I just don't do it with last minute.
Right.
That's
right.
all.
You're like, what the world?
I don't do good with last minute flip-ups.
Yeah, because in my head, I was like, I'm not about to lose.
Of course you can do whatever, but you weren't. I just don't think I knew
not to tell her.
I don't think she was ever in any jeopardy of losing. Like, I know her food. I know presentation. I know between the two of us, the presentation was going to be on. We didn't leave anything to chance. Like, we brought our own plating. We did.
Just in case,
yes. Just in case they didn't have what we needed to plate the way we wanted to plate it.
But our own seasonings, and, they had things, but it was kind of
like, but it's like,
nope.
So I was completely confident. Put it this way: if he won a competition, he would have deserved to win.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He would have had to beat that dish.
Yeah.
And if he did, then but I wasn't worried about that.
Yeah.
Because, man, y'all, I'm telling you. You know what I really want to do, Joy? What would be really fun, to be honest? I would like to just have a dinner. Just a dinner. And have people just pick, we present and don't even mention vegan anything.
I would love that.
You know what I mean? Like, I have a dinner and then everything will be
like vegan.
Your food.
Oh, that would be cool.
Do you know what I mean? And not even, we're recording it.
Yes.
And get people's reactions and responses and stuff, and then tell them the entire meal is vegan.
Oh.
And see their reaction. What
that
would
would be bomb.
I guess it could backfire, but
we gotta make sure everybody got no allergy.
Well, you always gotta do that.
Yeah. Okay, we don't do that. I think we should do that.
But I can't even I can't say. You basically got to pop out and in like a bunny rabbit out of the hat because if they see you, they're gonna know.
They're gonna know, right?
You know what I mean? So we have to figure that out. That'll be fun.
That'll be
because the reason I brought that up, I promise you, y'all, God, that crab cake. Listen to what I'm telling you. Well, I sent a picture to everybody in my family on our family group text, and
nice.
I said, blow this picture up as big as you can get it, and tell me that's not crab.
Mm.
And they were like, "That's not crab." I'm like, "Yes, it is. It is crab. It's vegan."
Right.
As far as it's the lion's mane mushroom, and they were just like, "What?" And everybody keeps saying, "I gotta taste their food."
Yes.
Like, yeah, you do. But I'm telling you, man, it's just even from the time you started. To now, it's like it's just mind blowing. And it's not like you're not a one trick pony.
Yeah.
Like you could make the crab. Seriously, how many things could you made in my lines made mushroom?
I made on
this time,
right? But I made on hearts of palm, jackfruit,
yep.
Artichokes,
right?
Oyster mushrooms, chickpeas. Yes. I made them out of so many different things,
right?
And so. And one of the things that I'm proud of, because there was an opportunity on a major network that contacted me to do something. And they were like, and they said it like, well, you're not going to be able to beat her off of mac and cheese. Because it's like one of the things that was your signature dish. I said, even though I'm known for mac and cheese, I do so much more. Stuff, and it's like, I didn't get that opportunity and that chance. And I'm like, bruh, I would have spanked that.
Hello.
But it's like, I'm happy now that people don't just see me as this mac and cheese person now. Like, hopefully.
I know.
Because I'm like, yeah, that's what got me. I'm like, I do so much more. Like,
anybody who follows you,
yeah.
Because you literally cook a different dish every single day.
Right. Every single day.
And all different types of cuisine, from African to Caribbean to Asian to Thai to soul food. I mean, just literally. I mean, anything you can think of and imagine, you can make it.
Yeah,
it's just like it's just mind blowing. And I always say, now, granted, I always tell people this. I'm sorry to say this, but I always say, I'm like, well, now, I mean, people always say, well, if Joy could cook for me, I'd be vegan. I mean, people say that all the time. Like Keisha, like other chefs, like, I'd be vegan if Joy could. Like, if literally Joy set my plate around for me every day, I would 100% be vegan. Because I would be missing nothing. And then but then I always say, but I'd still be fat. You still be fat. Vegan don't mean skinny, guys.
It does not.
At all.
Especially when you want to eat certain things. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not serving you lentil walnuts and none of that type of stuff, navy beans, if it don't go right. Like, people be like, oh, I want to transition. Okay, we can transition, but you've been eating burger fat and pork fat, and now you want me to give you lentils. That don't work like that. Nope. Like, it has to be a smooth transition. So, yeah, no.
Yes, honey.
So, that reminds me of one of my other questions that was on here. Someone wanted to know, do you feel restricted when people have food allergies or have a vegan request?
Thank you for this question. I'm so glad you asked that because I have
across the top of my list.
Definitely have an answer for that. When I have a dinner party, when I'm doing a dinner party, when our whole team is doing a dinner party, we have a set of core values that is the reason why we even do what we do, right? And it's called the joy of the feast. Like, that's our whole thing, our theme. It's the name of my cookbook. It's on the website. Our mission is to help people rediscover the joy of feasting together. That drives every decision we make. It drives the language we use. It drives the experience that we create, everything. So if that is my mission, it doesn't matter who comes to the table with what, allergy, restriction, etc. They need to feel just as included, just as loved, just as cared for as anyone else at the table. So my mission is that if I have somebody with a specific thing, that when we set those plates down, I mean, I literally have had people with the crab cake. Actually, to be honest, this one lady, we set down the crab cake course, and she looks at her plate and she goes, and I'm over there announcing the dish, right? Yeah. And she's going like this, like, excuse me, like trying to get my attention. And I see her and I know exactly what she's about to say. Right. And so I'm like describing the dish. This is our local, crab cake, and it's got takes Peter Blanc, and for Susan, she has, a chickpea and hearts of palm crab cake, and she was like deer in headlights. Her plate looked identical to everybody else at the table. Yep. She wasn't made to feel like she's ostracized. Yep. Oh, she's different. Oh, she has to be treated like that's not the joy of the feast. Mm-hmm. To feel like, oh, and I have hosts when they're planning the party and they say, well, I'm going to have a vegetarian, but that's okay. She can just eat the green beans and potatoes. I'm like, no. No, she cannot just eat the green beans and potatoes. Right. We're going to make an entree. Right. For like I did the filet mignon. Yes. I did the filet mignon. I did your filet. How did that? Oh my God. Girl, you would have thought I was like a little kid at Christmas. I could not wait to get to that dinner party. I could not wait to get to that dinner party. I could not wait to see that woman's face when I sat. And it wasn't even her face so much. The vegan person. Oh, it was everybody else at the table going, double checking, like, wait, what? Uh-huh. They were like, what is this? That's her filet mignon. Right. With her compound butter on top. Yeah. It looked exactly like everybody else's plate. Mm-hmm. I'm so proud of that. And, I literally watched Chef Joya's TikTok. Yep. And I was like, okay. Of course, I called her, get the little pointers I need. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to make this. Right. And I was so happy. The lady was really happy. She said, she's a long time vegan. She's had everything, right? She said, this is amazing. I mean, texturally, taste. I've never had anything with this kind of flavor. And then she couldn't even eat her whole steak. Mm-hmm. Because guess what? All the carnivores at the table want to taste her food. It's always like that. They want to taste hers. So, but the point is, I welcome the opportunity. I see it as a challenge or not even a challenge, but it's important to me that every person feel as included and nobody feels like they stand out in a bad way. Mm-hmm. So, so I'll take care of everything I have to take care of on the back end to make sure, that when we're out and we're actually serving, that everybody's got the same experience.
That part. Stop bopping. Okay, so we talked about chefing. I mean, all this is chefing. All this is big on chefing. You know, like Plant Girl Magic is all about my life. What's on the side of me, behind me, what makes Chef Joy what Chef Joy. The other part of Chef Joy in her life is content created. And Chef Lisa, first of all,
what?
Didn't think she was gonna be a content creator.
I didn't.
If y'all didn't know, let me tell you right now,
No.
Hunty, she blew up on TikTok before I did, honey. Right? I was Instagram.
You were Instagram.
I was growing on Instagram.
That's right.
And what made you even get on TikTok?
Well, I was kind of late to the party because the whole pandemic.
Yes.
Had I got on there during when super quarantine, I don't know how many people followers I have now, but it was September of 2020. So it was like, kind of like, because that was the summer everybody kind of went crazy because like the George Floyd summer. And
but you got on the perfect time though.
It was like, it was like September. So it's kind of like when people starting to kind of like, okay.
She was making little videos.
We were at her wilding out. Let's go back to being in the house.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was just doing what I always do, which is just make something that means something to me, talk about it. I might have like I always find try to find some little dope beat or dope track to go behind it. Because I like music. I like food and hip hop, really, but really anything that I thought. And I just put it out there, right? And
she put some Jamaican beef patties.
The Jamaican beef patties.
That's what it was.
And
did you say you went to bed? You put it out there and you went to bed and you woke up like, what the?
You know what? It's so interesting. When anybody who's out here who is a content creator does any kind of content, you never really know what it's going to be. You could be really excited about something like, people are going to love this, and it gets no views. Or you know what I mean? No.
I understand it.
And then it's something that you put out where it's kind of like, well, I'll just fill some space with this thing. And then it's like, then just start doing numbers. Mm-hmm. So we don't have any idea what's going to blow.
Not at all.
Or not. And I did kind of have an idea that the Paula Patton fried chicken video was going to go.
So that blew up on the TikTok?
On Twitter.
On Twitter,
so you never know.
Twitter is
I got 1.6 million views on Twitter.
I never got that many views on Twitter.
It's so okay. Let's talk about other.
How do you do that? Like I've never had that many views on Twitter.
I'm just saying, listen,
the most I got was like 28 on.
I got on TikTok
28,000 on Twitter.
I got on TikTok on. I only had before that video went viral. I only had like 1,000 followers on Twitter.
Okay.
Maybe 9 something, but I think like 1,000 followers on Twitter. So after that day, I mean, Twitter's just hard to get follows.
I don't.
It's hard to get followers on Twitter. People don't just follow
be mad on Twitter
all
the time.
It's a different whole thing. But I mean, so then I have like that one day I got like 6,000 followers on Twitter. So I was like, what? Anyway, but let's talk about TikTok. Okay, I started on TikTok doing that, and then the beef patty videos, which kind of shot it up, and I think that alone got me over 100,000 followers.
Yeah, you had 100,000 followers, and that like at one day.
From that.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. It's like every time you refresh, it's like you see your notification.
99
plus.
Yeah, 99 plus.
You literally hit refresh and it goes right back to 99 plus. And you hit refresh and it goes right back to 99 plus. And it was like, oh my God. And because it was new to us.
Yes.
So the chefs were all around the house. Like people were around that day. And I'm like calling everybody into my office. Like, come in here.
She called me like, what's going on?
Like, look, are you looking at this? Are you seeing this? It was so exciting. Just to see because, to me, I don't take any of this stuff for granted. If somebody hits a follow button, that means, hey, I want to see anything this woman says or talks about.
Yep.
And that's a big deal to me. Like, I'm like, this person wants to see. So I have 191,000 people on TikTok that want to know every time I make a piece of content.
Absolutely. That's crazy
to me.
That is crazy.
And then, and so it's like TikTok is like that instant gratification. Because when somebody's on TikTok, they're scrolling.
Right.
They're just scrolling. They might be on TikTok an hour and they may see 50 videos, right? Yeah. So TikTok is just kind of like boom, 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 boom. Facebook, which is kind of like I'm learning on Facebook. Facebook's more like a relationship.
Yeah.
Right? Like people, because it's not just they see your reels or whatever, but they actually like they're following your page. So even if you just post a post,
yeah,
like, hey, I feel like shit today,
So Facebook make me sensitive, okay? Because Facebook, either they love you or they hate you.
Yeah, and they tell you.
And they do.
They tell you every one.
I know, but no, Facebook is something ruthless.
Facebook is different.
They a little ruthless.
It's almost like it's way more personal on Facebook because it's not just a video that scrolls by like people on Facebook.
No, they take the time.
Yeah, it's like you have a page.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you on TikTok you can go to like my page and see anything about my personality. All you're just gonna see is my videos. But on Facebook you can go see like posts that I've made and pictures I posted, and so you kind of can get to kind of know me.
Yeah,
and I think that's why, or how, I'll just say unpopular, topic, but I think that's how Darius cooks. I think that's how he's been able to have such a huge following because on Facebook people feel like they really get to know you, right? And I think that's how people get so fiercely protective and. Of him.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
because
he did start off on Facebook.
Because he started off on Facebook.
And then he went over to Instagram.
On Facebook, you have more of a personal connection.
That is very true.
People feel like they actually know. Because he would show himself working out and at the gym. And that's not something you would do on TikTok or that you would do on Twitter.
You're right.
So it's kind of like people get to know you, right? So I've sold more cookbooks since I've been on Facebook, since I put my reels on Facebook than I've ever sold up till now.
Wow.
Because it's just like, I don't know, it's like people feel more connected. Now Twitter is a different animal than that. Literally, people go to Twitter to argue. Yeah. Oh. People go to Twitter to choose violence.
They do. They choose violence on Twitter.
They are looking. There's like snipers looking for somebody to take out today. Like, who can they take out today?
Like they say the most worst things on Twitter. Like I had somebody who was arguing, was like, "Oh, their competition was rigged for mushrooms to be crab," and I'm like, "No, I use seasoning flavor. Like it is what it is." And then he was going back and forth, and other people jumping in. He was like, "Well, maybe." He's like, "Maybe I wouldn't be so mad my wife didn't leave me for a vegan." I'm like, "You know what?" I said, I'm done. I'm done.
I'm done with you. You win. You win.
Because I'm like, this life as a content creator is not for the light at heart.
You can't be sensitive out here.
Listen, and the way you respond to people is so nice. Like, Chef Lisa be so nice, y'all. Listen, y'all already know me. I ain't got that in me sometimes. I be nice, and then I be like, bloop, bop, beep.
Yeah.
Then I be like, dang, my cat restricted for a week.
Oh, you've been restricted before?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
God, no, so horrified.
Because I don't know how to respond with grace all the time. And I tell people all the time, I love my T Brown. They expect every vegan to be like T Brown. I'm not like a T Brown. My name is Shaniqua Jackson.
You can't lead with peace all the time.
Jenkins is a family maiden name. Jenkins.
You're gonna mess up somebody's day.
Cause I ain't got that in me. Like,
oh man.
And one person was like, "You can't be vegan because you're too hostile. You're so disrespectful."
People just really say they
say everything.
They attack us personally though.
Everything.
Like I have been called a so-called chef. I have been blamed.
No, you have not.
Oh my! Like that was yesterday.
Wait, what?
Like, oh, you're so. I mean, that's actually
haters.
That happens more than that happens a lot.
Those are haters. So like, why are you a so-called chef?
So-called, or people who specifically say, so you're a cook, not a chef, or they'll say something like I mean, I've been blamed for ruining the environment with my omelets in a bag with the plastic.
Oh yeah, that me too.
I was blamed for ruining the environment.
Girl, me too.
I got blamed for when I did the Paula Patton
what you get blamed for?
Chicken video. No wonder there's so much discourse in the black community.
Girl, shut up.
I mean, see, like people really are less.
Don't nobody season their damn oil. That oil's about to burn up black.
I mean, but the thing
who seasoned the oil?
But see, on Twitter,
you ever see what happens when you got too much seasoning in your oil?
Everything burns. It just burns. Like the chicken is raw, but the chicken was burnt on the outside. Why? Because them dry seasonings burnt in the oil.
It burnt in the
oil.
oil.
But the point is that the same people on Twitter, the same people that were attacking Paula Patton and dragging her 2 days ago, were dragging me because it's like, oh, you shouldn't bash Paula Patton. I wasn't bashing her. I was bashing her chicken recipe. Paula's, I'm sure, a lovely woman, but she can't find no chicken. You know what I mean? So, and I was not, my video was so nice. It was not at all like a bashing video. It was not. I made a little joke, like saying, Paula, you need to try again. Like,
anybody that don't season their chicken or their flour, but put seasonings in the oil.
I mean,
bro, your oil's
Twitter was dragging her for 2 days. So I put my video up of just me. I'm gonna show you how to make chicken. Granted, 95% of the comments were positive.
Yeah,
but it's always the 5% where it's just like, really, and it's just ridiculous. So if you're thin skinned, you cannot even.
No.
Either that or you just don't need to read your comments. But I like responding to people.
I do too, because you got to be engaged. The thing about engagement is important, and that makes a big difference in between being a content creator and being an influencer.
Exactly.
Right. Because like a lot of companies, when they reach out to you, some of them, if they actually trying to give you what you need, they look at your engagement.
Yeah.
And you can find people engagement. So engaging and responding to people, actually taking the time, it actually matters. And then that's the thing, you build a whole tribe. It creates loyalty. It creates a sense of people want to be like always looking for you, checking for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, because at the end of the day,
anything
your page can a bot could shut down your page down any moment, but who's gonna look for you if you haven't built those connections with people?
Exactly.
So that's
true.
So while we're all talking about content creators, let me turn this mic around. This is a question for somebody else.
Oh, that's not for me. That's not for us.
No, it's for us. Do you believe that influencers overshadow or impact the prestige and expertise of being a chef?
I mean, what does that even mean? How can I overshadow someone else's gift over there at their workplace or whatever the case may be? I mean, and what is prestige? That's a social construct.
Yep.
That is a made up idea. You know what I mean? Of prestige. In any given set of videos that you might see, specifically I'll just talk about TikTok because I see a lot of food creators on there. That's the space I'm in, right? So you see the ones that literally are just doing like no talking, and it's just like they're just trying to be sexy and cook, right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like they're just like cooking with no shirt on, like this.
I did one today. I have my boobs.
The really hot guy. You know what I mean? And he's like a really good pastry chef or something like that.
Oh, child.
And he always like slapping this stuff around, like he's trying to make you like horny. Right. But like that's his thing, right?
Right.
And then like and I watch his videos because he's fine, right?
Right.
But I mean, I'm saying like there's other people who really are like they do the sounds, the ASMR, like they're trying to just get the like people into that, whatever. I'm actually trying to teach people. Yeah. I'm actually trying to like it's more important to me to get the words and say this is how you do this because I'm trying to teach people techniques. That's my lane or the thing that I do. So I just think the world, the universe is so expensive that God created room enough for all of us. And I mean, we couldn't even feel it if we all were shining our light the brightest. We couldn't fill up this universe. So I don't even. So no, I don't think that. No. I don't think. I don't think anything. I could not. My greatness cannot overshadow somebody else's greatness.
Not at all.
Period.
Not at all.
And vice versa.
Period. Only thing I always tell people, though, one thing I do tell people is like, do not ask me for 5 ingredient recipes when it comes to vegan cuisine or any cuisine because that's not realistic at all. That's the most bald head. That's the most bald head thing you've ever asked. I'm not. I remember it was a cooking show on Food Network that was 5 ingredients or less.
There's cookbooks like that. But here's the thing: there's a niche for that. I mean,
it is because people want the easy. Chef, I can't do that.
What people have told me that they liked about my cookbook is that it's very simple. Because if you're just because my cookbook is like
you got 5 ingredients or less.
Okay, so just don't be technical. I don't have recipes that have like a whole column and a whole other column of ingredients.
Right. Like, but you got no 5 ingredients.
Probably there's a couple. Probably. Do you have my cookbook?
Yeah, no. I think I do.
You got it somewhere. You can find it. But listen. But seriously, like, because how many ingredients do I need to make? Because my cookbook is very like it's like this is what you would have learned had you been in the kitchen with me and my grandma.
Right.
So it's not like if I did a cookbook now, like my second cookbook, it will be more so like the things I do as a chef. Whereas that's just like basic. I'm teaching you how to just make good okra, how you make good squash and onions.
Well, no, that's
fine. But I'm saying that only takes a few ingredients.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's different.
But I'm saying that's the type of cookbook it is, though.
No, but people want like meatloaf, vegan meatloaf with 5 ingredients or less.
I understand. No, first of all, vegan anything that you're trying to really.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's.
I mean, if you're trying to really create, like, if you're creating your own meat substitute, it's not going to be 5 ingredients. I'm telling you that right now. All
right, let me ask you this. What is another question that's on the list? All right, so
this is fun.
This is amazing. There's so many more questions, but I know, like, I'm trying to respect your time, so we're gonna get all this in here. Does content creating pay off? We can both talk to it if you want to.
You start.
All right, so content creating.
Are you gonna be specific?
I can.
Are you gonna be general? I'm just asking.
Okay, so
are you speaking in general or specific?
Let's just feed off each other energy, see what we want to say. Okay. So content creating, I know that when I first started doing it, Instagram and all that was my baby. I do it for the love of the people. I do it because I want people to know how to do these things.
Right.
Because I get tired of seeing bad recipes. That's me. And they be like, Chef, why is this? I'm like, you can do it too. Let me show you how to do this for the free. Especially when we were during COVID and the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Everybody needs to learn how to do this stuff because we weren't able to go anywhere. Then I got introduced to TikTok. TikTok was like, yo, do some 15-second videos. We'll cut you a check. I'm like, cool beans. I got a little check from TikTok. So I did that. That's how I got more active on TikTok because I wasn't active on TikTok at first like that. So then
they wooed you in.
They wooed me in. Nice. I'm like, okay, cool. So then I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm producing, I'm getting like little cents, literally little cents. I'm like, but I thought this video did this. Give you $2.
That's real.
So then all of a sudden, this is ongoing. And then, I'm doing my YouTube. I'm paying YouTube. Now, I'm not paying YouTube. I'm paying for like production and things like that for YouTube to happen because it's like YouTube. Everybody has YouTube. No matter where you are in the world, everybody, YouTube is free access. You don't have to log in. You can just find information. Recipes, you'll find YouTube.
And you don't have the length restrictions.
Exactly. You can do whatever you want to on YouTube.
Yeah.
So there's that. Then all of a sudden, actually, last year, Facebook, it was last year.
December probably, right? Or no?
Before
you
that.
You were on that way before me.
But I didn't realize what was happening.
You didn't know what happened.
Facebook was like, hey.
Everybody
post
some
videos.
Right?
And I'm like, okay, post a video here or there. Whatever. And I was like, I got a couple. First of all, because Facebook and Instagram are the same. So I didn't know when money was being deposited from Facebook and Instagram. It's the same meta. Right.
It's the same company. But yeah, Facebook started paying.
Right. So I think one time I think it was like December, I see, it sounds petty, but I see something for over $1,000. I said, what it is? What is?
Like, what's this deposit come from?
Then I started going through my emails and started seeing stuff. I was like, oh. So I started taking all my other content from other pages. So mind you, all the content that I have, content that I didn't never post, I started putting it on Facebook.
Hello, exactly. Same.
And Facebook said, we're going to cut you a check.
Hello.
And they cutting checks.
Yeah, nice size checks. Better than TikTok, I say that.
Right, they cut checks for everybody, and you found out about them.
Like seriously, you can definitely make your living. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
You can definitely make
when they talk about living as a content creator, before that, you were not doing that.
You have to have 1 million followers on
TikTok.
Or
YouTube.
2 million, 3 million. You'd have millions in order to make any kind of decent living. But I don't know how long this is going to last because it is an attempt by Facebook to get content creators to come and start putting their content on Facebook. So at some point, I think I heard that they put $5 billion into this program.
Nah, they had to put more than that.
$5 billion?
They probably put $500 billion.
Well, $5 billion is a lot of money though, because listen, when I scroll through Reels, I don't know about y'all, I don't know about you. When I scroll through Reels, even still right now on Facebook, it's not very much.
But the thing about it's not. But then I see stuff that's gimmicky, which and it's like I don't want to do something that's so gimmicky that'll take away from me from being a chef.
And make sure you take them out Reels because people have those videos that's can be longer than 60 seconds. That's not.
Oh,
Reels.
okay.
This is Reels.
Okay. Okay. You're right.
Like you always can have those Facebook Watch, like longer videos. On their page.
You're
That's
right.
not counting. This is Reels.
Okay, you're right.
So,
you're right. Because some of that stuff, I'd be like, oh,
because I can't scroll right now. I could not get caught up scrolling on Facebook Reels for an hour. I could be on TikTok for 3 hours.
Wait, do you ever get the message on TikTok? Hey,
hey, you've been scrolling way too long. Yeah, because there's so much content on TikTok. So the problem that Facebook the challenge that they face is that they need to try to get quality content.
Yeah, that is true.
So that's why they're paying out this money.
That is true, and I appreciate it.
Hello. Honey. And as long as it lasts, I'll be
posting those videos. So
but
tell us what you want us to know.
But Joy, that's not the only thing though. Like I've gotten my opportunity to have been on Chopped came from even Instagram. My opportunity to have been on the Tamron Hall show came from a Twitter tweet of a video that I had.
Okay, so
endorsements of products. People send me knives. They send me spices. I mean, so there's other perks that do come.
Content created is amazing, but we about to talk about Chopped. So she brought up Chopped.
Oh, right.
We are going to talk about Chopped. Listen, it's on the list.
Look.
Chopped.
Look how many questions have not been marked out.
Listen, we ain't gonna go through it because we ain't got time, and now we're gonna have a Chef Lisa part 2. But since she brought up Chopped, we are going to talk about Chopped right here, right now. So Chef Lisa was on Chopped, and she was on the first ever
all black
cast, all black judges. Yes. Chopped, and it aired during Black History Month. Okay. Snap.
Yes.
And she was on that.
We did it.
And you just said they found your Instagram?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I never knew
that.
They
contacted me. The casting agent contacted me in my Instagram DMs.
Wow.
And said, hey, would you be interested in...
so did you think it was fake? Or did you...
No, I mean...
You know.
I mean, I know... I could spot a spam a mile away. Okay. I could spot spam and scams a mile away.
Okay.
But like real casting agents, you know, it's just a way they go about it.
They go about doing it.
Yeah.
So you got on Chopped, and did you know, like, what was that experience like? Did you know what you were gonna do before you did it? Did you like have a game plan? Did you have a strategy?
Okay, I definitely had a strategy. Okay. So I had a strategy. I had been in 2017, I had been on Guys Grocery Games.
Okay.
And I did not have a strategy for Guys Grocery Games. And I was super nervous. I wasn't anywhere near as confident as I am now. And I went home second on that show. It was still a great experience and all that. But when I went on Chopped, I definitely had a strategy. So, and I'll tell you exactly what my strategy was. And I think it served me well. Is that this is how my brain works, y'all. If
you take notes.
The more you hear me talk, you'll know. Like my brain works this way. So I just started thinking of vehicles. And so when I say vehicle, I mean like a vehicle could be a sandwich. A vehicle could be a croquette. A vehicle could be a salad. A vehicle could be a beignet, a cobbler, a stuffed hand pie. Like, so I started thinking of all the vehicles that I kind of specialize in. So I'm like, so no matter like what somebody gives me, I can make a croquette out of it. You see what I'm saying?
That part. That is
no
smart.
matter what somebody gives me, I could probably make some type of a pie with a crusted thing, or if it's a sweet thing, I can definitely make some type of cobbler out of it. Or, you know what I mean? Like, so I just started thinking of vehicles.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
Right? So that when I saw the ingredients, I scanned through my head and go, what vehicle would fit this basket? Right? And then, boom, I got a game plan. I know what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my strategy. The only course, so when I saw that first basket, obviously I did the catfish beignet.
Yes.
A beignet was already in my brain as a vehicle I could use.
Yes.
If I needed to.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, fish, you know what I mean? Like the peppers, and then I need the turnip puree. I make turnip puree all the time anyway.
Yes.
Like, I love cream turnips.
Yes.
So it was just like, I was like, oh, hell yeah. When I saw that basket,
it was like, that's it right there.
Yes, like, let's go. And I just knew what I was doing.
Right.
Because I already had in my mind, as soon as I saw it, I was like, croquette, boom, that's my vehicle, let's go, right? And then So for every round, well, it was only 3 rounds, but so then with the entree, it was kind of like I got that pork chop, and you got like the collard green thing. So
what was the collard green thing you had?
They called it pot liquor soup.
Oh, okay.
That's what they called it.
What they called
it. But it was like basically.
Did it have any seasoning?
It was like no.
I didn't think it did.
No, it did not. I tasted. I was like, okay, we got to work on this.
Right.
And we had to mill it on that one.
Okay. Right.
So I already said if I got any kind of grain, first of all, you got to cook the grain. Like that's got to go first. You got to get the grain in the hot water first, right? But second, I said if I get any kind of grain, I can do a risotto with it.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, let's just be honest. Creamy, cheesy, you know what I mean? The taste buds is gonna like it, right? So, and you can get a lot of flavor in there with cheese. You know what I mean? You get a lot of flavor in there. So that all the components of that, I do my little signature marinade on that pork chop, and so it was just I was way more kind of like methodical, I guess, about it.
Okay.
But here's the thing: I still would have been nervous, and I always said I would never go on top. That's the one show I said I would never.
Why?
And I'm telling y'all, whenever you say the phrase, I will never insert here what the blank is. What you're actually doing is you're making a list of what you're actually going to do. I am never going to be a soul food chef. I am never going to be a vegan chef.
You know what?
I'm never going to.
You are right.
I am not going to be known for the mac and cheese. Like, whatever you say you're not going to do.
That is so true.
I said I was never getting married again. You know what I mean? And I did. So I said I was never going to be in shop because I know I am methodical. I need to think about stuff. So thinking on the fly, I just didn't want to be in a situation where I was going to look stupid, like have some ingredient where I'm like,
because you like to be prepared.
I have no idea like what this even is, or so it just always scared me. So when they were casting for this season, I guess they did kind of have they gave you some ideas like. Where we're thinking about like a pickle, like an episode where like we're gonna have like pickling things. And I was like, ooh, I totally could do that. And then there was one that was gonna be like, I think pies, like everything had to be in a pie form or something. I was like, I can do that. You know what I mean? And but so it was kind of like you had those ideas, but had no idea about the Black History thing. So I didn't hear from them for like a couple months. And then when I got cast, when they were like, yes, you're gonna be in here. Here's the date. You need to come and blah, all the information. They actually said it will be a special Black History Month episode, and that's all they said, right? But when they said that, I said, "Oh, if it's gonna be a Black History Month episode, what ingredients can you put in a basket? I ain't gonna know.
You ain't gonna know what to do with.
So I wasn't nervous at all.
That you weren't gonna know what to do with.
I was not nervous. I couldn't wait to get there.
I know that's right. Because the show was only an hour, but how long is the actual filming for that show?
Damn day. All damn day. And you can't let anybody know what happened. You can't talk about it.
Oh my God. Trust me, I tried to get it out of her.
Everybody tried to get out of me.
Okay, so did she win?
I didn't tell my son. The closest person to me in my life. I didn't
my
gosh.
He tried. I was trying to finagle my way in there.
He was trying to, because here's the thing, because obviously, like, the first person that go home, like, they literally go back to the hotel, right?
Right.
And, like, the second person to go home, they, so like, whoever had the longest day is obviously who won, right?
Right.
So I just I told everybody my phone was going to be off this whole day or whatever. So I didn't even call anybody. Like even when I got home, it was like 8 o'clock at night or something like that. But if I called them, then they would have been like, so you must be trying to figure it out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you must have got far in the competition with that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I didn't even call anybody at all. So they wouldn't have any idea what time I got done. They wouldn't have been able to try to figure out, all that stuff. But it was cool, man. It was cool. It felt historic.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's the first and the only that I've seen thus far.
No,
so
it's a first.
Like, I think it's beautiful.
When they first said it, I thought, they must do this every February. No, it wasn't until we got there. We got there in the room, and they were like breaking us in. Telling us, okay, we're about to get y'all mic'd up in the club. They were like, yeah, this is the first time this ever happened, and we all were like in the room, like it was just kind of like a heaviness came over, not a bad heaviness, but like the weight of, like, wow, like we're part of something historic. So that is cool.
Beautiful. So do you think that, would you do another, because there are other soul food cooking competitions and things like that, would you?
every
I would
person
love
I
to
know
see you.
has asked me if I was going to do that soul food cook-off show.
You would. Have they started accepting new applications?
I haven't even looked. I've never even looked at it. I've never even seen the episode of the show.
Oh my gosh.
I've never even seen it.
I'll give you my Discovery Plus login.
Everybody has asked me.
You like that show reeks of you. Like the woman who won that show was somebody I've been following for years. She reminds me so much of you. Like she has beautiful plating. She does soul food, traditional dishes. It's not, and she does some simple things, but it's so well thought out. And it has a story. I'm like, yo, this is you.
So is that the type of show where like somebody just gets eliminated every week? Like it's a series?
Yeah. So I think it's like 8 weeks or something like that. Okay. Somebody gets eliminated every week in, right. Yeah, but it is so like, it was nothing they could. But I was like, there was nothing they could have put in front of you.
You're probably the 8th or 9th person that's told me that.
Yeah, it was nothing they could put in front of you. You'd have been like, oh, I got this.
I'm gonna have to look at it.
You would not have been faded.
The answer to your question is, I would absolutely do another show. I want to do Gordon Ramsay's Next Level Chef.
Yes,
that's the show that I want to do because I want to work with Gordon Ramsay. Period. Point blank.
Period. Point
blank.
Or
Aisha Arrington. Either one.
Who?
Aisha Arrington or Richard Blais. Either one, but Gordon. I mean, I want to work with Gordon Ramsay.
I know. Everybody always like kind of like shy away from Gordon Ramsay. Like,
I love him.
And that's the one chef I always tell people. I would like Gordon Ramsay.
I love
Gordon Ramsay.
I love him, and I would not be scared of him. Nope. I would just like to learn from him.
Yeah.
Learn from him, see what he's got to say. I mean, I'm taking his master classes on the, app master class.
Yeah.
I've taken his master classes.
Okay, wow.
They're really good, yes.
They're really good.
And
nice.
Thomas Keller's too. I've taken Thomas Keller. I mean, see, I'm truly obsessed with food, y'all.
Yeah.
And so.
And I know you love the documentaries because I watch the documentaries as well.
Stuff. Yeah. So the point that you think you know everything and you don't need to learn anything else, you're limiting your own potential. So I am constantly wanting to learn and understand and, seek, how to do something different or better or, you know what I mean? And it's just, you can always learn from anybody. So yeah, I love Gordon Ramsay. I love the way he teaches. I love the way he talks about stuff.
Yeah.
And when he talks about it, it's like, I feel like it's kind of like the way I do it. Cause you can almost tell, like, he created the food. He's also in love with it too.
Absolutely.
When he talks about it, he's like, look at this beautiful sauce, And it's like, and I'm the same way. I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing because I love it as a consumer as much as, the chef.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. So let me ask you this. How has being on Chopped changed your life? Look how she said
because okay.
Be very honest. Be very transparent because I'm going to say something after this too.
I'll be honest. I mean, it's kind of like I'm going through what you went through or what you had gone through. Like, I'm kind of maybe in like a little bit of a denial, I think, maybe. But because people start treating you a little different, or people, even before that, from TikTok and stuff. Like, my son's a flight attendant. And sometimes he will be on flights, and if somehow the conversation with the customer came about food, he'd be, oh, my mom's a chef. And he'd end up finding out, like, oh, your mom's Chef Lisa. Like, they already knew me or was following me.
Absolutely.
Like a random person on his flight, And so it was like, what? And then it started happening more and more. And then whatever. And so after Chopped, it was just kind of like, people want to get their picture taken with me. And people, reached out. Like, there were so many news stories.
Yeah.
So many
articles.
My
gosh, you had so many.
So many news stories. So many articles.
So many.
So I mean, I just feel like it was a good addition to my resume, if you will. You know what I mean? It's just, it carries a little weight to say you were a finalist on Chopped.
So did you feel like at that moment when they announced? Because I remember you had the watch party and we're like, woo! It was so great. I don't even think people realize that you were not considered the Chopped champion.
Everybody in the room screamed. I was like, wait, guys, wait. No, but you
know what? You stood up so proud. Like, you stood up and you knew, we didn't know, but you stood up and you were so proud.
I was proud.
And you were like, and then Eric screaming, I'm like, no! And you're like,
I was so happy.
You were.
I mean, and
So did it take you a moment to get to that moment, or you that way the entire time?
I was never sad about it.
Oh, I love it.
Ever. Why would I be sad about that? Like, okay, I thought I was going home after the pork chop round, first of all.
Why?
I thought I was going home after the pork chop round. I really did. I mean, when you stand there, child, you don't know. They give,
that is true.
They give everybody critiques, and then you might think you was all this or whatever, and then they're like, well, this and that.
That is very true.
And then it's like, well, they said something about his or something, like you don't know. I mean, you don't know how it's gonna go.
That is true.
So I was like, damn it, I really, because you probably saw on the show, and this is real, when it was Chef Mike's dish, I was like this. I had a face like that. They even showed it when I went to commercial break. People were like, why'd you make that face? They thought I was going home, but I was shocked that my dish was not under that close, because Tiffany said the pork chop she had was not cooked all the way. And I was like,
I thought it was somebody else's.
You under Chef Mike too.
Oh, okay. So it was two y'all had.
So Kwame, like his.
How did that happen though? Because you always temp your stuff. Like you're big on temping.
Temp my stuff. The time gets you, man. So
that is true.
When I took everything off the grill, they were 125, right? Pork has to be 145.
40, right?
So I put it in the oven.
You're big on not overcooking your pork.
You can't overcook it. It's got to be 145. So I said, okay, from 125 with these beautiful grill marks, I put my topping on there. Remember, I had that collard green topping.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in the oven. I had probably, I think maybe 10 minutes left. So I'm like, it's gonna come at the temperature in 10 or 12 minutes.
Was the oven broke?
No, the oven's on the whole time. Like the oven's on and water's boiling the whole time. So you never have to worry about like trying to get some of the temperature. So when it's time to bring it out, I temped in a couple places. I was like, boom, we good. You know what I mean? I didn't tempt every single, you normally would do.
Right.
And to be honest, I mean, those were some big ass portions.
They were.
After a competition like that, you kind of think back of what, and I'm like, I probably should have cut it down first when it was raw. Cut it down to like a little medallion or something.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
You know what? You're right.
But after
the cup, you think about that. Like taking off the bone.
You know what I mean? Take the bone out, make it boneless. A butterfly. I could have.
Gosh.
You think of 17 things you could have done. You know what I mean? After it's over, but I know the food tasted good.
Yeah.
And Tiffany even said that. She said even with the temperature issue, that food was good.
Right.
So when I got to the dessert round, I was super confident, man. I was like, you ain't gonna be able to touch me in this dessert.
Right. Yes.
But I was like, this, that audio on TikTok.
He do like a chickpea aquafaba, black eyed pea aquafaba, child.
I was like, what the hell? And then, okay, you probably can't air this, but that audio that's going around is like, that motherfucker don't miss, right? That's how Chef Juke was the whole time.
Oh,
wow. This motherfucker didn't miss the whole show. Like the stuff they were saying, but his plate might have been a little. He was a mechanical artist the whole time.
Dang. So so your thing is like, he won, but he deserved that.
He deserved to win.
I know that's right.
Now, I mean, seriously, had my pork chop been perfect, like if Tiffany's was not underdone, I would have been guys. I might have. I don't know.
But you put your black eyed peas in your crust, right?
No, yeah, it was in the batter.
Oh,
it was in the batter, and she's like, you should maybe start doing it because that is good. And I've been serving.
I never thought about putting black eyed peas in no peach. You did cobbler, right?
But people do bean pies all the time, like Muslims and stuff. They make bean pies all the time.
You're right.
So having beans in the dessert round was not a problem whatsoever.
You say did
and they take on whatever flavor you give it. But did y'all look up this nigga is an aquafaba?
What? Aquafaba.
Like seriously, guy? Really? So I mean, mad props to Chef Jupe. We call him Chef Jupiter, Brian Jupiter, Chef Jupe from Chicago. He is a mechanic.
That is dope. I mean? But that is dope. And then also, even after you did that, like your private dinners, they all sold out. Like
yeah.
Is that the fastest that your private dinners sold out?
Sold out.
Yeah, like, your thing was like immediately.
Yeah, it's like
sold out.
Sold out. So that was definitely dude chopped, obviously. So
that was
something else good.
That was like okay.
Yeah.
So you've done Guys Grocery Games, you've done Chop, you said you're willing to do another show. Mm-hmm. You've been a finalist. Now, let me just ask you this. this.
Yeah. Oh God.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. We're gonna drink a ginger ale. I got my wine. Chef Lisa has her.
I'm drinking ginger ale.
So this is actually a Joyberg question.
Okay.
I'm actually two. I guess it can be viewed as not so favorable questions.
Oh shit. Okay.
But they're not bad.
Let's go. I'm not scared.
They not bad. I promise you.
I'm not scared.
So don't play with me. So, have you ever had any embarrassing professional moments?
Yes.
Really?
Absolutely.
Like, you see how I look at her, y'all? I'm like, no, you don't.
No. Early on in my one of the I used to I was catering this wedding.
Okay.
It was 45 minutes away. I mean, you don't mean on TV or nothing, right? You just mean in my career.
Yeah, your career. Yeah, we got
a wedding. Okay, a wedding, guys. This is a once in a lifetime thing. They're getting married once. Okay, I'm catering it. It's a 45-minute drive from my commercial kitchen. Okay, we are there. We got everything set up, beautiful. Early on time, like whatever. Everything is perfect. Okay, and then we got everything set up. So then it's just time to start unloading the cameras with the actual hot food, putting it on the buffet or whatever. And we had a chicken dish, a salmon dish, the vegetables, whatever. We had the salmon, no chicken. And I checked my phone. I had gotten a voicemail from one of the other chefs, one of the food truck guys in the back of the kitchen.
Yeah.
And he had left me a message saying, "Hey, you left chicken in the oven here. I don't know if you need it, but you need to call I could meet somebody or whatever. Do you need this chicken?" And I was like, holy shit. The reception was about to start. We have only one protein, and I was horrified.
I know you were.
It's a wedding, y'all. This is their special day. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And there was literally no way.
Yeah.
The math couldn't math that I was gonna get that chicken in time. I immediately sent somebody, and immediately somebody left for the kitchen to meet halfway. But that's 20-25 minutes, and then get the switch. So we're looking at least 45 minutes, an hour before that chicken's gonna show up, right? And it was in the warmer, so it wasn't continuing because it was just in the warmer.
Oh, okay. I thought it was in the oven. I thought it was in the oven. It
was in the warmer. And so, anyway, so when the reception starts, I announced that we will be doing things in 2 courses. And that we're going to start with our fish course, and shortly we will replenish and we'll go and move into our poultry course.
I know. You are the bomb. I would have just cried.
Look, it's a buffet, y'all. There's no courses. Woo!
The fact that you're able to do, I would have just probably cried. I'd be like, oh my God.
I was horrified. I'm already thinking I'm going to have to refund this lady's money.
Right, that's what I was like, let me just get money back.
You know what I mean? It was terrible. It was really bad.
Oh, you said something. That was another question.
What?
How do you handle negative reviews of your cooking?
Now, when you say negative reviews, you have to be talking about social media, because I've never received a negative review in my business in 12 years.
Okay.
I've all 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
On social media, however,
they're horrible.
I have people say I'm not a real cook. I have people saying, of course, everybody says that's not the way we do it. Where I'm from. It's just more controversial if you can get people arguing back and forth about something.
Which is so stupid, because the thing about it is, when I put up things, it's it's authentic, especially when I do a lot of African, Caribbean.
Oh, for sure.
I've learned from somebody, and I have people's I did the sweet potato leaf stew on Instagram, love it. Facebook could be like, oh, that's cooked too long. It's going to be slimy. First of all, no, it's not. I actually had somebody teach me from Sierra Leone.
I'm about to say, did you have Africans saying that's not how we do it? That's not real.
Yes.
That's not authentic.
Yeah, she's like, no, we just saw it. At first, I'm nice now. I want to be like, your mama can't cook. I don't care where you from.
Where you from? Your mama probably talking
your mama can't cook. I don't care where she from. But I had somebody from Sierra Leone. And then the lady that taught me from Sierra Leone, she was too funny. She actually contacted me tomorrow. She said, so I seen your recipe. And she said, you got to come to Africa with me now. And she said, you got to come. She's like, I'm going to show you how we do it the real way. Because, you know, she taught us vegan.
Yeah.
But she wants me to come and she wants to, and I am open to her showing me how to cook it with meat and how they do it, because all I'm going to do is turn around and do it another different way.
And replicate it, exactly.
Because I learned that when I was 16. Mm-hmm. I'm 30, how old am I, 38 now?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Time for a refresher. So I am willing to go to Africa and relearn some things.
I mean, there's people who, like, I don't mind somebody saying, you know, again, like, I like to learn from people, but there's people who are absolutely immediately disrespectful.
They absolutely
like, it's not like it's not them being nice or them just being, well, we don't do it that way in Louisiana. Like, you know, it like when I just did a video showing my butter basically recipe for crab boil, for a low, like a seafood boil, right? And people are, oh, you obviously aren't from Louisiana. No, I'm not from Louisiana.
But seafood boils are from
first
all
of all,
over.
I never said it was a Louisiana boil, you know, whatever. And so sometimes I'll get a little snippy, like, you know, well, I mean, I like to travel and learn stuff from everywhere. So obviously, you know, if you think that you're proud that you only know one way to do something, then go do, you know,
right.
Like, hello to you, but I like to know several ways to do something.
Right.
But yeah, I had to really realize, I had to really just say, you know what? You cannot get caught up in the comments.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can't. You know, some things I'll let it fly by, you know, but, you know, sometimes you'll be disrespectful.
I know. And even then, like,
I've learned to block. I did.
I
Because I was not blocked. I was like,
when people
want to
read keep going and go back and forth.
Some people are really ridiculous. I'd be like, you have nothing else to do with your life, and they're just absolutely ridiculous.
I just want to be like, are you even allowed to be on the computer? Like, shouldn't you be clocking in wherever the hell you are?
Boop bop beep.
You know what I'm saying? Don't you go upstairs and get ravioli from your mom?
Right,
like,
that part.
Why are you on my page? But anyway,
that part.
But I mean, it can't help but bother you because you want to reply. But my reputation is more important to me than getting a zinger in on somebody.
It is.
And
yeah, I get the zinger and make them see it and then I delete it.
I mean, you know,
but you can't do that. You can't do that all the time.
You know, but I said earlier, I'm trying to learn that it's okay to not be perfect all the time, and I can give a zinger and people will still
because
love and respect
and
me.
then sometimes you'll find that people will come after them people too, because sometimes people just. I mean, I was on live just the other night, and we were on live, and I was just talking to people. This person said, fake hair, fake eyes, fake lashes, fake nails, and processed vegan food.
Ooh! Oh, nah. See? Oh.
I was like, you granola bar.
Man, that's what I'm talking about when I say some people make a personal attack. Like, they make a personal attack. And I don't want to say it's hurtful, but it's like you're like a
it's like
me
really?
As a person, right?
Yeah, because they feel it.
Somebody was like, "Oh, you need to be making a workout video."
Girl, they horrible. The people on the internet is horrible. Like,
I actually thought that was actually funny, but
the funny thing about it is that one thing you got to realize though, that people will comment and they forget about it.
They do.
While they might sit there with us and reside with us.
Right. I'm not gonna stew in it. They're going.
They make the comment. They're going
on the negative thing on somebody else's stuff. Because that's what they do.
That's what they do. And they got some other internal work and some other
stuff that needs to be
they were just released and they on there on a mission. Like so that's
you can't stew in that.
Not at all. So one of my final questions. Oh my God, you've been talking for so long, y'all. Y'all ain't never had a podcast this long on my channel. Because listen, after 20, 30 minutes, I'm like, I am done. Okay. Why is it important for you to not only empower Black women chefs, but actually hire them?
Listen, y'all. The older I have gotten, the more sometimes I get consumed with anger at how much information and knowledge we missed out on. And that, I mean, seriously, like it literally sometimes, it just really angers me sometimes that like we just all living our lives and doing, you know, whatever. Some of us are doing well, whatever, but just as a whole race of people, like we just completely like started this whole thing completely handicapped. And it kind of pisses me off, like, because for example, like I just did my taxes, for example, right? Like I just did my taxes. Something simple like that, right? Like I don't have some, you know, mogul of an uncle in a, you know, family business where all this bookkeeping and all this stuff is getting passed down and taught, and you know how to, you know, to take advantage of tax shelters and all that kind of stuff. It's like that's information that's like common knowledge in like certain people's worlds. It's not common knowledge in our world, right? And like, you know, so money stuff. And when I was looking at like building or trying to get like a venue space. Turns out I did end up getting one. But when I was talking to like the builders and developers and the commercial real estate agents, I felt like I was just in a different world. Like it was like this good old boy kind of network, and like the things they're talking about, it was just like, wow, like we just don't ever learn these things. So I actually try to twist people's arms to get them to say, look, you can make like a ton of money if you just do what I say. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I am like begging women to take my class, like begging them to.
Yes.
Because we can own. I literally have a vision of like Black women running this whole personal chef industry all over the country.
Because you do, and let me speak to this. Okay, because I said this last one line leads, but we cannot leave this podcast without you talking about. You have a whole course that you teach people to become a personal chef, whether you're a home cook, a professional chef, everything. And this is stuff that you were giving out for free. You were doing it all the time. And you decided to put it in the course during the pandemic.
Yeah.
That you were like, hey, let me put this into a course where people actually study it. And you put like real calculations, real numbers. Because a lot of people say, oh, I got the formula, but they don't teach you nothing. They ain't teaching you nothing at all. But you put all this into a course, and you're actually hands-on with it.
Yes, I do. And so that's for people starting. That's for anybody who wants to start or perfect or like grow their personal chef business. And so I just teach them the business of being a personal chef, right? And all the different things that means. It could mean meal prep. It could mean small catered events. It could mean, you know, private dinner parties. You know, there's so many things like stage chefs and demonstrations and, you know, all that stuff. It could mean all of those things. But I kind of teach them just that whole business, how to run it from the business standpoint, contracts, how to do like actually how to construct a menu. Why it's important to construct a menu a certain way. How like
and you give them actual information.
I give them actual information
because I mean interrupt you, but I've had people where I pay for certain services and I pay for let me do this, and it's like you teaching me how to teach myself to do something. I'm like, no,
right.
That's why I'm paying you.
It's like I try to make it just as plug and play as possible.
Exactly.
Okay. Like you plug in your logo, you plug in your business name.
Right.
Like you plug in, like, you know, I literally try to make it so it's a no-brainer, right? Mm-hmm. And then I also have, now granted I have to keep it general enough because it could be, you know, 100 students taking it at any time, right? So, but then I always add on, like, any person that takes my course gets a half hour one-on-one at a minimum. Yeah. People who take the other course get an hour one-on-one. So, so 30 minutes of just you and me on the phone looking at your business specifically. So you've taken the course, you've gone through all the stuff, you've been on my live Q&As on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And so now I get to just talk to you specifically about your business. And so anything that you've tried and didn't work, or just you're just trying to tweak it or whatever, you know, you get the one-on-one time too. It's just a no-brainer. But like, you know how like the Vietnamese kind of took over the nail industry, right? Yeah. And like, I don't want to misspeak, and forgive me if I misspeak. It's just what I think I know. But like, I feel like some other group of people like kind of took over like the beauty supply industry. Yeah. I don't know if it's Koreans or I don't know.
This is an Asian group.
Asian group. Yeah. I mean, but it's like, it's almost like there was this solidarity that we gonna take over this industry. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I would love to see that in every city, every major, mid-major city across America, that the top 5, 6, 10 personal chefs in that city are all Black women. They're so doable.
Listen, and the thing about it, and the one thing I love about it is because people see Black women, and then in the chef. First of all, women in the chef industry, I don't even know why it's so like you're not supposed to be
we
here.
We were always like the cooks, but anyway.
That's
and
what
then how did it get to be like such a white male thing? Like to the renowned chefs are like all male.
Listen.
And 99% of them are Caucasian male.
Caucasian male. And I'm like, yo, put my black ass. I said ass. I don't know if you gotta be put my black ass in there, and I am gonna whip that like listen.
That, like, seriously.
10 toes down.
Seriously.
Because it's like, yes, I can present. Listen, yes, I can. I can present. I got the texture. I have the flavor. I don't care what it is.
She'll go up against anybody.
Anybody. And
if they were giving it, if James Beard Foundation, for example, if they were doing like a blind tasting, for example, to give out a James Beard Award, I guarantee these restaurant chefs would be winning them James Beard Awards.
They wouldn't. And I don't even know what it like. I actually applied for a James Beard Award or whatever. It was like for one of the cookbooks or whatever. I don't know it was digital or whatever.
Yeah.
I just like, let me throw my name out there or whatever the case may be. But I would love, you know how you want to win something and then you get it and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's it's like, it's kind of one of those things that I want to do. Like, it's like, I still want to be like a Michelin star chef. So I want to study some other type of things or whatever. But it's like,
if that's the only recognition that exists in our industry, why shouldn't you seek and desire that recognition?
The thing about it is it exists and that's the recognition, but that's not what it really is.
No,
because at the end of the day, when you put it up against something, people go for the flavor, people go for the texture, people go for all of that. So like, to the point of when we were speaking earlier in the conversation, when I didn't want to be a soul food chef, I didn't want to be like prominent on like Caribbean or African cuisine, because all that cuisine, even like a lot of Latin cuisine is looked down on. So French cuisine and all that other things, and like making stuff real pretty cool, but it ain't got no flavor, ain't got no season. Nobody want to eat it. You know, you want to pay a whole lot of money for a leaf for your plate, which is fine. You know, pay me for that leaf, but.
Right. But we're changing that though, Joy.
Yeah, and I know that. And I just like, I want to keep that focus. That's why I'm like, okay, that's why I took a different perspective in actually looking at the way I present food. And like, I learned that through you, because you like, heart and soul, you do this elevated Southern cuisine. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do elevated Southern, soulful, African, Caribbean. I'm just gonna elevate everybody's cuisine, because those cuisines have built the nations of so many.
Honey.
It's like the backbone of so many countries.
And the flavors are just out of this world.
And it's like, how can something that's built everyone be looked down upon? Like, you should be thankful and grateful and worshiping those foods. Right. So let's push those to the forefront and make those more elevated. And okay, let me just make it look like what you think it should look like, but it tastes better than everything.
Exactly. I'm gonna pair I just so happen to have classic French culinary training. I went to culinary school.
Yep.
But I could have just as easy watched a couple of plating videos on YouTube or whatever, always trying to get my skills better. So it doesn't matter. You absolutely can do this without culinary school. I mean, hello. I mean, you just absolutely can. So, but
and a great mentor
to be able to plate something and present it in a way, but it's still my DNA, my Southern roots, the soul food is all woven throughout the menu.
Yeah,
very upscale menu, but it's all through. So basically, it's slave food, right?
Yeah,
is it not?
It's slave food. Yep.
I mean, collard greens and black eyed peas and all that like stuff with ham hocks and all that, all that stuff. That's slave food.
Yep.
And so we are repurposing that and changing and elevating what essentially was slave food.
Yep.
And people pay me $325 a plate. I mean, a plate. No, $325 a person for the experience.
Absolutely.
For me to take them through 10 courses of, and I'm just saying, it's not only that, but it's just, it is all food that's from my history, from my life. You know what I mean? So it's not little, I mean, I could still use tweezers and put microgreens on top of stuff, and I do make it look nice. You know what I mean? Like, Like, you make it look nice. I mean,
but I'm laughing because I was using them damn tweezers at the competition.
Seriously, but that's one of the things I teach people is that there's nothing wrong with doing what you do as far as, okay, you're so, but like if on your Instagram, all you're showing is your dishes in styrofoam containers.
Oh yeah, no, you can't.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you're telling people you are cheap. Like my prices can't possibly be more than $20 a plate if I'm showing you
at its best.
But if I show you a plate at something that looks nice and it's, you know what I mean, that same food, your same special, you know, Hennessy soaked shrimp, like whatever you're doing, you know what I mean, and you plate that thing right, then people go like, oh shit, I know if I get him, you know what I mean, I'm gonna have to kick out $75 a per, you know what I mean. It's easy for them to make that jump because you presented it a certain way.
Yep.
Anyway, so I teach all about like how just by the way you present it and the way you describe it verbally, how that can take you from this dish being worth $15 to being worth $85.
Absolutely. I remember even you telling me with the tomato garnish how you make a plate. I remember that. Listen, when I say I soaked up I was like a sponge, a sponge. Everything
it's
that
just simple little stuff, and it's simple stuff, but it's just details. Details matter.
Details absolutely matter.
Details matter. I would love to have like Black women take over the whole personal chef industry.
Absolutely, because it's kind of like that's what you're doing without saying you're doing it, but that's what you've been doing it because you mentor so many people, you help so many people, you have a whole team of female chefs that black female chefs that work with you, that travel with you, that do all of these things, and it's just a beautiful thing to be a part of, you know. Yes. And it's like, even though I'm not always available, but it's like I'm always home.
You're part of the crew.
Oh, this is home, honey. Listen, this is home. Like I'm always home.
What is the what's the group? What's Master P's whole little thing called?
No Limit.
No Limit.
Yeah.
It's like everybody like you know, Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, like see.
Oh yeah, that's Young Money. That's Young Money. That's Young Money.
They're all. Okay, so they're all part of the Young Money family, right?
Young Money, right?
But they're all individual stars,
Nicki Minaj,
right?
yeah, Drake and all them.
Yeah, like all like so you know how people have like those like
individuals, but you got your whole family.
We all a crew, we all a family.
Yep.
Everybody has their own individual businesses, aspiration, and their own stars and their own right, and you know getting press and doing things. But we all still come together as a whole family. Though.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean? Absolutely,
and I think that's just beautiful. And you always make that happen, and it always make it comfortable, and it's everything. So I was like, I done threw my list over there on the floor, so I guess that's all I have.
All right, that's enough.
That is enough.
This might be a 3-part.
Listen, no, it's gonna be a whole podcast, you know, and I absolutely love it. I appreciate you doing this with me. Is there anything else you want to say before we close it out? Because we said so much.
We covered so much.
Okay, but where's everybody gonna find Chef Lisa?
I am at Chef Lisa Brooks on everything. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. At Chef Lisa Brooks.
At Chef Lisa Brooks.
And my website, cheflisabrooks.com. If you know my name, you can find me.
That's where you can find her. Do you use the hashtag Chef Lisa Brooks?
Not
as really. I know, because I was like, why she doing that?
I was trying to keep up with hashtags.
Yeah, that's a whole nother element. Yeah. But yes, if you love this episode, please let me know what you think about this in the comments. Give me a review. Let me know what you want to know next. Make sure you're following Chef Lisa. Yes, I am a vegan chef, but my mentor is not a vegan chef, and she is the baddest on the planet. Okay? If there's anything you need to know, you want to reach out to her, feel free. Yes. Her DMs are open. Yes. Her emails are open. Her website are open. Yes. And she is willing to teach because she's on a mission to have
completely accessible.
The best chefs in the world. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for joining us on Plain Girl Magic. I'm Chef Joya. This is Chef Lisa. And we're out. Bye. Ciao. Thank you for listening to the Plant Girl Magic podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and tell a friend to tell a friend. Join our community over on Instagram at Cooking with Joya. And be sure to subscribe to YouTube, Say What is Vegan, for new recipe videos every month. Your questions are welcome, so leave me a comment or send me a DM. To shop my cookbooks and the best seasoning blends you ever had, visit chefjoyousness.com. Girl, just head on over to my show notes. All the links are there. I'll see you in the next episode, Joy Birds.